Welcome to So Alma Media.
This episode explores symbolism and narrative framing in classic television. It is not a critique of real people or professions, but an examination of how stories assign purpose to power. Two people are nearly destroyed. Two bodies are rebuilt by technology, but only one is truly allowed to return to life. At first glance, these shows look like twins, same universe, same science, same era. But when you look closely, they tell very different stories about why power is given and who it is for. The $6 Million Man is about investment. Steve Austin is rebuilt because he is valuable, a pilot, a test subject, a weapon that can be upgraded. His body is treated as an asset, and the language around him reflects that. Cost, return, performance, mission readiness. From the beginning, his enhancement is tied to service. He is restored not simply to live, but to function, to be deployed. His humanity remains, but it is secondary to his usefulness. His body belongs partly to the system that rebuilt it. The Bionic Woman is about survival. James Sommers is rebuilt because she needs to live. Her enhancements are framed as restoration first, power second. She doesn't begin as an instrument, she begins as a person trying to regain balance, independence, and normalcy. Her story repeatedly returns to the question of choice. Does she want this life? Does she want the missions? Does she get to say no? Gendered purpose matters here. Steve's strength is celebrated as capability. James' strength is often questioned, monitored, or softened. Even when she performs the same feats, the narrative asks whether it costs her something emotionally. One is optimized. The other is protected but also restrained. Restoration versus militarization. Steve Austin represents the idea that technology exists to extend dominance. He is faster, stronger, more efficient, and expected to act accordingly. James represents the idea that technology exists to repair damage, but with boundaries placed around how much autonomy that repair grants. Power is framed differently. When Steve uses his abilities, it confirms the system was right to invest in him. When James uses hers, the story often asks whether she's gone too far. That difference is not accidental. Autonomy is the real battleground. Steve is rarely asked whether he consents to his missions, they are implied. James is constantly negotiating hers. Her story explores what happens when a person survives trauma and is then asked to owe their future to those who saved them. Both are heroes, but only one is allowed to fully belong to themselves. Why this matters beyond the shows. These narratives mirror real-world questions about medicine, enhancement, and control. When bodies are repaired, who decides their purpose? When technology intervenes, does it restore freedom or redefine obligation? Modern parallels are everywhere. Veterans, athletes, medical patients. Workers augmented by systems that promise help but quietly demand performance. These shows predicted a world where enhancement comes with expectations attached. The quiet difference. Steve runs toward danger because that's what he was rebuilt to do. James hesitates not from weakness, but from awareness. She understands that survival doesn't automatically mean surrendering your future. The $6 Million Man asks, what can you do now? The Bionic Woman asks, who do you get to be now? One story treats the human body as an upgradable tool. The other treats it as a life that deserves continuation without conditions. And in that difference, we see two philosophies of power, one that serves systems, and one that tries to preserve the self. If this perspective made you think, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Garantangi, till the next video.